I think United States is one of the most difficult countries to get in if you're not born in the United States.
It was in the past, but I think that's going to change. And
I
I
mean,
think it's going to change because of because of politics.
That could be. I mean, I don't want to go through Mexico just to get to the United States. But
I get that, but I mean, if you look at some of the legislation that came back, that if you've been in the country illegally for 10 years and you're married to a U.S. citizen, you can get paroled, right? And that's like the first step, right? One thing, the thing that's wrong with a democracy is that democracies don't work, right? And people say that the United States is a democracy. It is not a democracy.
It's a republic.
It's a republic.
Exactly.
And so when someone says that this person is or that person is a threat to democracy, that's a lie, right? So again, words matter. We're not, and I don't want to get into talking about Black's Law Dictionary and the definition of this or definition of that. But in answer to the question, if I had the resources, if I had enough money to pay the exit tax, would I do it? I'd be tempted.
So Austin, why isn't your generation living this new American dream? All I see when I'm on YouTube, I just see them complaining about everything. Complain I gotta work. Complain I got the. It's a complaint. Why aren't they using this innovation to take advantage of it and live the, I want to say American dream, because we kind of describe what the new American dream, being able to travel, having that freedom. Use it like you.
I wish I knew. The more technology that you grow up, the more crutches that you're given, the less you are to try anyway. Like when I turned 16, my dad bought my car, but he said that, he bought me a car. Let's just say that, right? And he told me that I couldn't get the car until I got a job. And I didn't get that car. I had to look at that car for a year straight until I was almost 17. And I had to work. And I had to see what it felt like to go to work without a car. But in my generation, we've had most things handed to us a lot easier than y'all did. If y'all wanted to look up the definition of a word, you had to go to the library, you had to read a book. I can ask Siri. Exactly. So that's why in that turn, we seem to be a little stupider because we don't have to think. So they probably don't even think about doing this kind of stuff. They think.
I don't understand your buddy Westner, man. Like he said, I'm living the American dream. I don't know what's wrong with that. He's saying it like it's a negative thing. Like he's living the American dream. Brother, that's what I worked hard to do. I'm not part of Austin's generation. I was brought up in a generation of hard work, smart work, get to a certain place, and you can have those things. That's my training, and that's where I'm at. I'm not in his generation. I just kind of swept over because I was able to transform, adapt, and overcome. But yes, I don't understand what's wrong with living the American dream. Because immigrants from all over the world come to do the same thing I'm doing, to live that American dream. Motherfucker, you in the United States, what dream you living? I don't understand that. What you live in? You live in the Colombian dream?
Whoa! It's a family show.
I'm sorry. Yeah. You live in the Colombian dream? I don't understand. You in the United States, we live in the American dream. If not, you live in the American nightmare. And I don't want to be a part of your nightmare, brother. I don't understand it's a mental disconnect. I'm not understanding that. If you don't like it here, as we say, go back there. It's easy. I set up my life and I set up my work so that I could work remotely, so that I could be anywhere, so I could use my skills and technology to be anywhere I wanted. I chose to be here. I'm cool here. I have no issue, because if I want to take off and go anywhere, like last year, I went from, November 15th to after Christmas in Thailand. That's where I was at, because I can do that. After that, I went to DR to the next year. I went to 7 places: Cuba, Jamaica, Colombia. I went to 7 and 2 cruises. So I'm happy living this American dream, brother. And I'm sorry if I said any curse words. Fearless is trying to be different. That's why I even changed my channel from Fearless Travels to Fearless 360, because I'm trying to change. So Bear with me during my
I'm,
growth stage. my brother.
I got your back, man. I said, woo,
I
woo,
appreciate
woo, woo, woo.
Can I hop in for
Yeah,
a quick
go
second?
ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
First of all, Austin, let me say I'm really proud of you. Your channel has grown tremendously, and the last couple of days that you've had with Fearless, a salute to you, sir. I watched you yesterday with Andre and Mr. Todd Allen. Tremendous recommendations. Austin, I had put in the chat to try to buy assets as you travel. Here's why I'm saying that, and then I'm going to duck off. I'm actually working right now, and I just wanted to give you some positivity, some encouragement, and move on. And that is, I moved abroad. I moved to Mexico when I was 22. I was fortunate. I was able to get a job at UNAM, which is the big national university in Mexico City. I had a good job. One of the mistakes that I think that I made, I was young, and much like, when I pop into your channel, I was really kind of focused on the ladies and, this kind of thing. And it went very well for me. But, and this is what I'm trying to appeal to you, Austin, is that during that time that I was there, because I told you I had a good job, I also had money that I had saved in the United States when I was in college. So I had resources. People came to me with opportunities to buy things, resources, businesses, whatever. But at the time, because I didn't have the presence of mind, and you can see I have great hair, and so I was a much younger man, that I did not think about purchasing these things, which if I had, I would have been in a tremendous position. My thought at the time was, I'm going to do this for a little while, which I did. And then I came back to the United States and I went to law school. Now, at the time, I had people in Mexico telling me, why are you going to go back? You can become a lawyer here. You can do this here. You already got the connections. People like you. You're doing great. Why not stay? And at the time, I thought, well, I'm going to go get American dollars and I'll be an international lawyer and I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. Okay. And fortunately, I did get to live those dreams. I'm still a lawyer to this point. But when I look at it, I could have been even better. I could have done even better. The problem was the framing of my own mind as to what the possibilities were. I could not imagine it, so it was not possible. Even though I had the resources, even though I had the social capital, even though I had everything right there in front of me. I let it pass because I thought this other dream would be an even bigger dream. And so what I'm trying to say to you, since you are still a young man, is dream bigger. Think bigger. My dad said to me, and I'm going to share this with you. He said to me, son, if you're lucky, you will understand that on a point that you see, there are 360 degrees. If you're lucky, maybe you see 40 to 50. So there's 310 that you don't see, and it's limited by what you think you're seeing means by your past experiences.
Exactly.
And so you have to teach yourself to learn new meanings and see new frames to be able to see more of that 360 degrees right there, like Fearless 360, right?
Thank
A
you.
little callback. But this is a fact. I just missed opportunities. And that's what I wanted to say to you, Austin, is as successful as I've been, as many things as I've done, I could have been more. I could have done more. And it was right there in my hands. And what I'm saying is, it's in your hands right now. But you have to open up your mind to see these new possibilities, and don't be afraid to walk through those doors. You've got good older guy mentors around you. So yeah, I know you need the money, you need this, you need that. But once you set that as your goal of, I'm going to buy this property, I'm going to buy this business, then your mind will start to work. How do I buy it?
Exactly.
So that's what I wanted to say to you, brothers. I don't know if you want to say anything back. So I will stay to hear you respond. But Austin, I'm proud of you, brother. You've been walking a tough path, and I see you growing and growing and growing. And that's why I came up here, was to tell you, look, man, you are on the way. You just have to open your mind and set that purpose and make it bigger, bigger than you think. The biggest that you can possibly imagine. Whatever it is, 10x it.
Yep.
Felipe, man, your words are powerful and inspirational, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Dream
sir.
bigger. Somebody told me something different, and it's kind of when I say words are powerful. Say there was a car, and I said, I can't afford that car. And they said, you defeated yourself because now you can't. The question you ask is, how can I afford that car? When you ask yourself that question, every opportunity opens up. And now you didn't shut down the door and said, I can't. Now you say, what do I need to do to afford it? What processes do I do? And I think you need to think about that, Austin. Dream bigger.
Yeah.
Don't say you can't do something. Say, how can I do this? And it'll change your whole aspect on life.
Yeah,
Let me say one other thing, and I agree with that. I'm sorry, Todd.
I was just going to ask you if you could just send your email in the private chat, because
Oh, absolutely. I'll put it in the back.
Okay.
What I was going to say too is, and this can be tough too, my wife always tells me, never say you can't afford it.
Exactly.
Say, how do I get it?
Exactly.
And this is a point I want to make to you too. When you do find a partner, and I'm not telling you who you should pick, what you should pick, whatever. And don't let anybody else tell you that either. That you make your choice. But my wife is my biggest motivator, biggest cheerleader to say, damn it, I don't care. My wife has said to me, I know what you did last year, what you got this year. I can read your press clippings, but don't be satisfied with that. What you got from me this year? And that's the kind of partner that you need. You need somebody.
Felipe and Todd, do you think that your wife was your biggest business decision that you made?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.